How's it going, everybody? Doing a Silent Hill 2 remake impressions video today. I had filmed and actually had scheduled for tomorrow morning. I'm filming this Wednesday night. I ended up getting Wednesday today. This is going up Thursday though, because I did not put a video up today. But I wanted to talk about this. I had filmed a pickup of it and I scrapped it. I had it uploaded and everything. I was like, you know what? No point. I did put one up on my other channel, but I was like, you know what? I want to get an impressions video up instead. About an hour and a half, about an hour and 45 minutes in. Safe to say, I love it so far. It's fantastic, honestly. The Bloober team has really done, you know, they've done it right so far. Things could change, sure, but man, like, it was funny too when I first installed it and everything, and I almost got a little teary-eyed, as stupid as that sounds, because, you know, James doing his thing in the bathroom, you know, before you're doing it, you're at the overlook, and you know, I just remember playing it back in whenever, you know, I did first play it in, I'll say I first actually played it in '01, but I did not complete it till after that. I think I rented it. It might have been early '02 though. It just brought me back, and I was like, wow, you know, just, you know, I got hit with a wave of nostalgia, but this isn't just nostalgia. This is obviously built from the ground up remake, and it's fantastic. They've added some stuff here, like right out of the gate. You do your stuff, you're in the bathroom, blah blah blah. It's funny, a little trophy here. If you try, I always do this. I tried going backwards to leave, and they're like, no point leaving or something. You get a trophy for it. But right as you're walking towards the cemetery where you first meet Angela, there's like you got to go through the woods a little bit, and there's like a lumber yard or the Silent Hill Ranch. Or is it before? Oh, sorry, maybe that's after you go to the cemetery. Either way, new little area where you gotta grab a key. But no, actually, it was like a lumber yard too, and it reminded me of Alan Wake. Actually, part in Alan Wake, lumber area, lumber yard. But man, the voice acting's solid. Like, I actually really like the voice acting. I've only heard James so far, and Angela, and the little girl's name's Laura, right? Just briefly, her laughter, kind of. I just got up to the part in the apartments. Was it the West Side apartments? And she kicked the key away from me. He's laughing and whatever. But man, the voice acting, like in the original, obviously it fit the game, kind of, but it wasn't the best. It wasn't god awful, but it just was kind of mediocre to sometimes bad. This one, I don't know, I'm liking the voice acting of the characters now. It's still a little awkward, which I like, but it comes across much better. And graphically, you know, character models, you know, it was just Angela, and I barely have seen Laura, because you see like her part, you don't see her face at this point. And James's character models both look decent. You know, I've come across the two enemies now, the mannequin with the legs, and just legs and legs, and I forget what do they call those ones, like the straight jacket type things, like the zippers on their back and stuff. I forget the names of these enemies. They have significance. I've encountered them. You get the light. I mean, not the light, the radio that, you know, emits the static or whatever when the enemies are close. You get that in a different area, and it's funny because you go up to the area where in the original game you would have gotten it, where you pull the kind of the boards away and you go into that little area, like kind of under the bridge, and you kind of just look in there. You pull the board and you look in there, and you move on. But then you follow like a blood type trail, and you get it. You get the radio elsewhere in like an apartment, like not apartment, like a house type thing. But graphically, it looks good. It definitely looks good. Like, I like the way it looks like it's Silent Hill. It's not pretty. It's pretty in its own way. It's beautiful in its own way in the filth, but it looks filthy and everything and grimy. I really like that. Buildings all look nice and stuff. The two enemies I've encountered look good. There's some other different areas too. You go into. This is cool in this one, and I've been doing it like crazy. It's a little thing that I like. You can break windows like constantly. I'm just breaking windows constantly in this. Sometimes you break a window and there's like a cloth will be on a certain part where you can hop over. So you're exploring a lot more in this one, which is cool. Going into the buildings, finding health potions and health drinks and syringes that give you your health back. Which is nice. And it's funny, like, and I talked to Angela in the cemetery. She tells me where to go, and then I went back and talked to her like 3 more times just to see how many times I could. I like the character models in Silent Hill because they just look like regular people, you know. They're not like incredibly looking people, like, oh my god, these people are so gorgeous. They're just regular looking people. And I like that. That's what I was like about Silent Hill, you know. You weren't a badass. Combat. I'll speak about the combat. You do have a dodge move in this. So the straitjacket enemy is like blast. It either comes at you and can grab you up close, and they'll spit the acid at you, but you can dodge them. And you're wailing them with the 2x4 with the nails. You're wailing them, and then you stomp them when they're on the ground. There is quite a bit of enemies, and they do kind of respawn because I went into a little room, little area, a second time, and the enemy that I killed was back. And they're wandering the streets as always, and then some are crawling on the ground like they do, and those little bugs are also around, like they were in the original. But I'm loving back in the town. You just walk around, and the fact that you can explore other stuff is awesome. It makes the town feel more alive and stuff. I went to the dry cleaners, a bookstore, there was a florist type place, flower shop, and you're finding notes, of course, and it's giving you info, creepy info on other things that have been happening, or people they've encountered and stuff like that. You know, there was a new puzzle I did with the records. You gotta glue the records together. I'd seen this in the gameplay I watched. That was fun. And then I had to find a button, so I had to go to a different place to find I had to go to a new apartment area. Not the apartments you go to where you first meet Pyramid Head, where I'm at now. But another one where I had to climb up the kind of the fire escape, go up. I had to find the little button for the thing, for the jukebox, because I already put the record in, glued it, fixed it, put it in. Then I had to get a coin from the other cafe or whatever. And I went to the Happy Burger place. I think, is it Happy Burger? So you can explore a lot more, which is nice. And I'm breaking windows like crazy. I can break car windows. You find some health potions. I keep health drinks. But I've been breaking. I already got a trophy for breaking 50 windows. I'm an hour and change in, and 50 for trying to get into doors. I got 50 of those too. But like getting into the apartments, like this is where I was like, yes. Like the whole time I've been like, yes. But it just looked gorgeous. Like I was like, yes, I'm gonna be exploring this. It's gonna be bigger and it's gonna be more explorable. And it's fantastic. They really did it well here, and it's still creepy. There was actually a cool part when, after I had gotten, I had to go through the back alleyways, and I had to grab the keys to the apartment off a mangled body, and all of a sudden a bunch of the enemies come. You can just avoid. I just ran away from them, and because that's the thing in this game, unless you're in the tight quarters of like some of the stores you go into, you have to kind of fight them. But when you're out on the streets, you can kind of just avoid them, right? But I'm booking and all, and you're running, trying to get to the apartments, but all of a sudden the wind's blowing, the fog's everywhere, paper bags are flying at you and stuff. That was cool. But I got into the apartments, I was like, yes, this is sick. And it's creepy. I'm pretty sure it's Pyramid Head. When I'm walking up the stairs, you hear like grinding coming off in the distance, and he's like, who's there? Good sound effects, the music is there. There's been a ton of music so far, but I know Akira Yamaoka is back into the music. So you're still, you're hearing a little bit of the music, but nothing crazy yet. But the sound effects are excellent. It's creepy atmosphere. And I just got the light. I did encounter a glitch. I got the flashlight off of the partial mannequin that has Mary's clothes on it, and he's like, I recognize these. And I took it off, and then it shows me light, and an enemy attacks. All of a sudden, it went dark. I couldn't darkness, kind of running around, couldn't find the door. I was like, okay, I mean, I had a save 3 minutes before. I was like, okay, glitch, and then it worked fine the next time. So I do have the flashlight now. You toggle it off with pushing the thumbstick, and now, like, it's really a Silent Hill. Like, I'm in the apartments, and it was like right before Laura kicked the key away, and all of a sudden it's like all you have is your flashlight. You turn that off, it's completely dark. I'm like, this is it. This is Silent Hill. It's still creepy as hell, and I'm like, yes. You still get that feeling of dread, and you're like, oh man, here we go. You know, it's so good. And you're opening cabinets and stuff as always, finding other health drinks and stuff like that, and you're finding notes and the keys. It's so good. So, and I'm only an hour 45 in, and it's just, I'm like loving it. I'm just like, yes, this is it. You know, I want to get a gameplay up probably this weekend, but I had to do the impressions instead of the pickup. I was like, screw the pickup. I put that up on the other channel as well, but I'd filmed them both back to back, one with gum, one without. And I was like, you know what? I'd rather just do the impressions video on the ASMR channel, because I was like, screw the pickup. I want to start talking about this, and I'm like, well, I don't want to, because I already have ideas for other videos I want to do, and I'm like, I don't want to I'm like, whatever, I'll scrap that video. It was like 8 minutes long, whatever. But it's so good. It looks great. It's not like top of the line graphically, right? It's not like a Final Fantasy VII Rebirth or something, but it looks good, and it just looks disgusting and filthy, and that's what Silent Hill is, right? It's just broken down, you know. It does that well. The enemies look good. You know, the main characters all look fine. You know, the actual humans look fine. And I like the voice acting. I do like it. It's like a little bit awkward and like confused. It's just, I don't know. It's hard to describe. I'm not really good at describing that. But and the combat's fine. You dodge. It's not like you don't feel badass still. Like, I'm taking a beating. I'm not dodging properly. I'm it's awkward. It's a bit awkward, like it was in the original. Maybe not as, but it's still there. Like, the combat's not like, oh, I'm just kicking ass. Yeah, no. I've been finding the handgun bolts as well, but I haven't gotten the handgun yet. I forget where I get the handgun. But I'm like going to the part. I'm like, okay, here's the part where she kicks the key away from me and stuff. They did a great job, Bloober Team, with this. Like, I'm glad it's reviewing well. I'm glad everybody's liking it. I'm enjoying the hell out of it so far, man. And getting hit with that blast of nostalgia just at the beginning, and then being like, it's giving me nostalgia, but this isn't just about nostalgia. This is a brand new, made from the ground up remake, and it's awesome. I can't wait to get, like, I'm just looking forward. I'm already, like, looking forward to, like, the underwater prison under the lake and stuff, and how the messed up noises, you can barely see anything. Something's crawling on the jail cell. I'm just like, oh my god, how is that going to be, like, that much more intense now? Because I'm having a feeling the apartments are going to be even more intense than they were in the original, because, I don't know. And that was the thing. The game's creepy. It has to be. You know, when you're wandering and exploring Silent Hill, before it kind of hits its dark version, right? It's the atmosphere's there, and the fog is there, obviously, and it's creepy, but it's not. Once you get into, like, the dark buildings and stuff, and you can't see anything, you just have the light on, you're hearing messed up noises and stuff, that's when it's at its best, and this game really is. It's something else, man. I'm so pleased. I'm so happy with that. You know, it's finally out, and it's awesome. I know everybody else has been loving it. You know, and if you don't have it, get it. If you like survival horror, get it. It's Silent Hill 2. You're probably getting it anyway. And if you played it back then, you're probably getting it anyway. If you've never played it before, pick it up, because it feels great. Like, you know, you hold the R1, is it the L1 button, you'll run. More like a kind of a jog. And I don't like, because when you're getting beaten up, obviously the screen starts to get red and it stays red and you're kind of limping. And I'm just like, I gotta take a health drink. I don't want to. I hate seeing, that. I can't say it's necessarily combat heavy. Like, there was that part where the three appear, but you could just run away from. I guess you can fight him if you want. But I was like, no, I don't want to. I don't want to waste health drinks, and I don't want to sit here dodging and stuff. I want to get out of here, because the combat isn't like the way it should be, in my opinion. It should be clunky, a bit clunky. It's not as clunky booked it out of there. I've probably killed like a good amount of enemies already because, like I said, every kind of store or whatever I go in, there's enemies there. And like when you're in tight quarters, you can't really avoid them. You just gotta wail on them, and they don't take too many shots to kill, Then you stomp them out. But man, it's good. It's freaking good, man. I'm so pumped to continue to play this, get a gameplay up, and everything else. Just meeting the other characters and stuff. I can't fully remember the Born from a Wish. The Xbox version had it, and the Silent Hill 2. The PS2 Greatest Hits version had it, where you play as Maria. It's brief. I don't know if any of these stores that I've gone into in this are actually in that. I can't remember completely, so they might be. Let me know if they are. And you have the map, and you're crossing stuff off on the map when you get it, and little check marks when you've cleared out a place or you've gotten what you needed. And then you get a little information from a note. Oh, you gotta go to this place, and then it circles it on the map so you know where to go. And blocked off areas are marked off as always, and it's just and they did a great job. Bloober Team really, Konami and Bloober Team here did a great job. It makes me want to see the other ones. Like, give me a 4 remake, give me the original, give me 3, and they very well might do another one because especially if this sells well. Silent Hill 2 was a greatest hits on the PS2, and it was a platinum hits on the Xbox. Silent Hill 3 was not. I'm pretty sure greatest hits, and 4 definitely wasn't. The first one may have been on the PlayStation, but I don't know for sure. I think it was. And like Downpour and Homecoming were not. I don't think Origins or Shattered Memories were. So they don't necessarily sell like gangbusters, but if this sells well, and a lot of people I know from Instagram and YouTube have it, and other people are getting it. So I mean, it seems to be selling, but hopefully it sells well enough, and Konami makes some money here, and they pump out one. Same thing with the Resident Evils, right? You're like, give me the rest of them now, because you know what? If you're not pumping out fresh original games, give me remakes of games I love, and they'll feel fresh enough. But anyway, this is fantastic so far. Like I said, it's early. I might do a second impressions video at some point when I'm like 6-7 hours in. Maybe not. Probably not. I'll probably just do that in the gameplay. I'll continue to tell you how I feel about it in the gameplay. It'll be like an impressions gameplay vid. But yeah, get this game. It's Silent Hill 2. There's a reason it's my personal favorite, but there's a reason it's high up on every survival horror fans list, either their favorite or in their top 5, at least top 3. It's that good.